It's gone, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Breaks Radio. We've been gone for a long time, but we back. The great one's in the building. Baylor the Great, what's going on, BTG?
Man, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope podcast to step to.
Yes, and it's that, man. I'm one of those here, Haize, man. You guys can follow me at CEO Haize, but let's go ahead and get into it, Baylor, man. Dr. Dre, we've been getting a lot of kind of behind-the-scenes things that we didn't know. You may have known this. Said that he was talked into making the Chronic by DOC. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was surprised reading about that, but then I'm not surprised about what had actually happened because I mean, every time you hear of an artist or anybody that was around that time when DOC came out, he was kind of like the next one or supposed to be the next guy. You know what I'm saying? And if this generation would understand the like next LeBron, you know what I mean? And then, a tragic accident happened and things like that. So, he wasn't just dope because they said he was, very lyrical in the way he, performed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They said he had great and dope ideas. So I could believe it. Like the more I get older, the more my favorite artists, actors, actresses, and things like that, they're starting to come out and tell us the behind the scenes stuff that happened decades ago. That we should no longer be surprised about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's DO, and it's funny that it's DOC because DOC, if we go back and like just look at rappers who could have been greats, like DOC absolutely was on that trajectory and path, right? Like, and so he had things going on and stuff like that. So like the connection between him and Dr. Dre, it doesn't surprise me that he had to maybe put that battery in Dr. Dre's back. Like Dr. Dre was kind of completely fine being behind the scenes, orchestrating, making music, producing, and I could see it. Like Dr. Dre kind of being a little hesitant to go out make a solo album, even though it wasn't really a solo album. That was the West Coast. Like that's what it felt like that was. So all time great album though. I always like getting the little behind the scenes stories of just amazing pillars in hip hop, and that's really what the Chronic is, man.
Yeah, basically, when you find out the cornerstone or the foundation of a project or a song, ad lib or a track that was supposed to go to this artist or that artist, and this artist had it before. Yeah, that's dope to know.
Yeah, it's just like I love always hearing how what 50 Cent just recently came out. I don't know if you heard it or not. Like how Dr. Dre tried to convince him to take 21 Questions off, Get Rich or Die Trying.
I didn't. No, I didn't hear that.
He was talking about it, like Dr. Dre kept asking him, like, you sure you really want this track on this album? He was like, yeah, man, leave it on. Like, yeah, man. Like, and Dr. Dre was like, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad track, but you sure it fits this album? And like 21 Questions was a banger. It was a hit. It was very different for 50 at that time and kind of went that direction a little bit more. But like, it's just always interesting to hear those little backstories to things like that, man.
No, I didn't hear that, but I did see Ja Rule kind of talk about how, it's the same old stuff. He stole my style and used it, after he done, said this, that about me. Then he ended up using my type of songs and this, that, and the third. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
And
50...
what you know is crazy? I feel like he's just telling the truth, but Ja Rule comes off as
He was bitter. He's still bitter.
Bitter, and I feel like he could have played it a better way because he gives off Jordan Poole vibes. Like he just won. You know what I mean? Like you're good, but it's like you're punchable.
It's the funny thing with Ja and how like that whole thing is turned like, and I always say and have the conversation like. People got to remember, Fifth came in and he did what he did with to Ja. Like you can't take that away. But like, I hate how people really try to shit on Ja now, and act like he didn't have a hell of a run himself, which he absolutely did.
He did. You know what? I think, and maybe a lot of people will disagree. I feel like a lot of things that we didn't know about, like his songwriting ability, was much bigger than the run that he actually had on the surface.
That's fair. That's fair. We're joined by Miss Mary Almonte's in the building. What's going on, Mary?
Hey, I've missed you guys.
We missed you too. We missed you too. It's been a long time. We were just talking about the first topic. Dr. Dre said the DOC had to kind of talk him into making the Chronic, and then we kind of got into like just how we're hearing a lot of backstories about like all time great music and stuff. And you actually shared something in our group chat not too long ago with was it the Roots?
Yeah.
And Biggie? That was crazy story to hear that.
I was that day years old when I learned that story. So, I mean, I guess I'd have to share it now because we done said too much without saying enough. Basically, to paraphrase, I think it was Questlove that said the What They Do music video coincidentally emulated one of Biggie's videos, I think for One More Chance.
One More Chance.
Right. And basically Biggie had, put it out into the ether that he wasn't feeling that and was offended. And, Questlove was trying to like make it right. And they were supposed to like talk or whatever. And, it went to the source, I think, right? Like they had covered it and they reached out to Questlove for, commentary. And he had offered to write a whole op-ed to like really clear it up. And then when he had called them probably like days later, they were the ones that informed him that Biggie had died like hours ago. And he kind of still has to live with to this day that like that situation never got resolved. And, Biggie died thinking that he disrespected him. So that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, and like that woulda coulda shoulda, especially because like hearing Questlove talk about how like Biggie was one of the biggest supporter of the Roots, especially because they wasn't as well known, and like to hear that hurt, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into more positive stuff. We've all been very big on the Nas and Hit Boy connection that's been happening. Nas teased something called Dark Mode. It was a 10-second teaser, and then also Hit Boy commented on it. So, are we getting new Hit Boy and Nas music? Is that what we're getting?
But at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. It's like you might as well go with what's been working. You know what I mean? They haven't really missed. They may have, some people like, King 1 and 2 and 3 just separately, just different levels and different type of love they have for those type of projects. So I think now let's see if they try something different. I would say leave that series alone and just give us something different, but we'll see.
That's the thing that I'm a little worried about. Like, is it going to the well one too many times, right? Like, they gave us 3 great albums, 4 really, if you count Magic. And it's just like, okay, like I don't want to sound negative on it because I'm all down for more Nas and Hit Boy music, but it just makes me wonder, like, if you can go to the same thing one too many times. They have a great trilogy. It's going to stand the test of time. I think that music is timeless. I just listened to KD1 on vinyl earlier today. So, it is what it is there. But like, Mary, when you hear that Hit Boy Nas could be coming out with another project, are you at all worried a little bit about them dipping into that well too many times?
Well, I'm going to have to plead the fifth on that. But what I will say is that I'm always here for a Hit Boy Nas collab. So
what that means is that after we get done recording, Mary has a story to tell. So we're just gonna leave it at that.
But what about this though? What about if they just leave that series alone, for one, and two? What if we're in a situation where they say, all right, we're not going to record or we're not going to make any type of music together again? Then the question is going to be, well, what if they could have did this, or what if they could have did that, or I wanted one more of this, or I wanted one more of that?
I mean, that's fair. I think leaving the King's Disease name alone is a great thing. Like, let's move on. Let's make it something different. KD 1 through 3 is going to be it. Like, I think that's the right decision. And I mean,
do you think if they leave the King Disease series alone and they focus on something else, because it's going to be unfair for us to compare what he's doing now.
Yeah.
What type of album should it be? Because he gave us a mixture of different type of tracks,
with these albums. It wasn't just, every track was like, kind of like related to the next track. All these tracks were different, but they was meaningful.
And each album was different, right? Each album had its own kind of story within it too. Like, I mean, listen, Hit Boy is one of the most talented producers in the game. Hit Boy can do anything. And I like how it seems like he pushes Nas creatively as well. So what I would hope then to say is that, yeah, do something like the thing that made King's Disease 1 through 3 so good to me is that we got music for where Nas is now. So like whatever Nas is gone, what has it been, 2 years since KD3?
It's been that long?
No. It's coming on 1 year.
Oh, it's just 1 year? Okay.
Yeah, in October, I think.
Okay.
No, November. It dropped November 11th. It was 11/11.
It's been that long since we recorded.
I know. I cannot.
I mean, you're not wrong. Damn, yeah, that was just November 2022. Shout out to that. Hey, I mean, listen, I'm never gonna be mad at it. So it is. What they've done so far is they seems like they cracked the formula. And so until I hear something that's bad from their combination, I'm gonna expect it to be good. I just wanted to live up to what's like. Those 3 albums are 3 of my favorite albums of the last decade. So
I know Nas be listening to us. Look, let's do this. Give us a couple of like singles from Hit Boy, but then I need you to go do a collab album with like Travis Scott or something.
I want to see Nas produced by Apollo Brown. That's my now dream.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
So there's a lot of people I like to see Apollo Brown collab with. Nas is definitely high on that list.
Apollo Brown and Jada.
Yeah, that'd be nasty, bro. Because the Apollo Brown and Sky Zoo one was like, did y'all listen? Did you listen to that one? I love that one.
Yeah. That's
so
solid.
Yeah, Apollo Brown's great. But all right, let's move into this next one. Jay-Z, the Brooklyn Library has Jay-Z lyrics plastered all over it. Mary, I come to you as the New York affiliate in here. What have you seen it? Have you drove by it by chance?
I haven't been to Brooklyn in a minute, but when I drive. So let me rephrase that. I drive through Brooklyn like almost weekly, but not in the streets where the museum is. Okay. But I'm here for it. I love it, and I love how the city of New York is really embracing hip hop's 50th anniversary and really like getting involved and making this a moment. So yeah, salute for real. That's
a fact. Baylor, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I know we spoke about Big earlier. I never thought rap could take it this far. You know
that's poignant. Yep.
Yeah. So hip hop. To me, I promise you, man. To me, hip hop rules the world. You know, to get something like that done, like hip hop, man. That's one Bible that just keeps getting written.
Yeah. The story of hip hop is never going to stop being, like you said, written, and it's going to have its different books and chapters and phases and things like that. But like, it's just great that it seems like, to Mary's point, like the 50th anniversary of hip hop is being embraced almost, I won't say universally, but like it's hip hop is on a level now that like 20 years ago we would have never thought. Some of the things that we take for granted now that's just casually happening, hip hop would have been invited in some of these spaces, and it's beautiful to see.
Yep.
So,
and shout out to Bow Wow too.
Oh my God! How the hell did we get here, bro?
No, for real though. What he said was it last week? I think it was what he said last week. It was a lot of truth to it. That a lot of, because speaking of hip hop and how it's continuing to be written, there's not that many artists out there that's helping these pages out here.
That's true.
And, you know what I mean? And I think, what was it? Is it who just charted for the first time this year? Was it
Gunna? No.
Was it Gunna? I think it might have been Gunna.
I think you're right. I think it is Gunna.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything negative about him, but it's like, if that's the pinnacle right now, that's not a good look.
Yeah, and it was Gunna. His first Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 song as a solo artist. Shout out to him on that one. But man, hey, listen, hip hop is culture. It's everything. Like everything comes back to hip hop now. Yeah. It just is what it is, and we're living through an amazing and great time, man. With that said, we've missed quite a few finales, shows, things like that. we can do a general catch up on anything you guys. The Power finale, that shit came and went. We've missed our buzz on that. But like, does anybody have any thoughts on the Power finale? Because we never got a chance to talk about that.
You know, I forgot even
what happened.
Tommy's back. I think we did talk about this. We did.
I think we did.
No, I think we talked about the episode to last. That's when Tommy originally popped up, right?
Yeah.
But then the finale.
Listen, is it believable? No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm sorry. You don't go from trying to kill each other to then like, you know what, kid? You got to find your own way and then just drive off into the sunset. Like,
but then everybody's trying to kill Tariq at the end. Like everybody turned on Tariq. Like,
yes, that's
what we didn't need to talk about. Like,
but kudos to Braden for being a writer. And can I just also say, sidebar, I really love their little bromance in real life. Like,
they're
really cute, and they have like a podcast that's pretty entertaining, and I like them.
Yeah, Power finale was great. They always are gonna kill on the finales. I don't think that a Power finale on anything's ever really hit bad, in my opinion. So Power finale's always hitting in the Power universe, and they knocked it out the park again. What's the next? Is Tommy the next one up? Is Tommy coming? The next one that's coming back?
It should be.
Yeah, September. I think that is. So,
because I just got the email reminder about Power too, but I think it was like, no, go rewatch the season because the next one is coming up.
Yeah. It's always one. Now, Mary, you put me on the show, Cruel Summer. I think that was you.
No, that was Baylor.
That was Baylor. Listen,
you on season 1 or season 2?
I just finished season 1.
Oh, season 1 was cracking, wasn't it?
Bro. I always try to watch the stuff that you guys suggest. Like sometimes I just have more time than others, but like I was like, I think the first episode I was like, all right, it's cool. But then like as I kept going through it, I was like, hey man, this fire. So I can't wait to make it through season 2. And another show too that I thought was going to be absolute trash. Have you guys checked out this I'm a Virgo show yet?
Not yet. My wife been talking to me about that like crazy.
Bro, I literally looked at the show when that preview first came out. I was like, this looks horrible. And I watched it because I was bored one day. I'm telling you right now, bro, one of the best written shows on TV.
My wife is, she a Virgo. So I said, I got to watch that off of GP. I know she going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. So that's on the list. And I'm going to start it tonight. Okay. Cruel Summer season 2 is not even done yet.
Oh, I may wait till it's done. I like binging, man.
Oh, man. You'll get it. It's nice.
Yeah. Mary, have you watched either show, Cruel Summer or I'm a Virgo yet?
No.
I'm telling you.
I'm hearing that I need to add The Idol to my must watch.
I keep passing over that, Mary. I really do.
People say it's really, really good.
I've heard.
See, the thing with The Idol, I've heard that it's one of those shows that's so bad it's good.
I could believe that.
So when I hear that, it's like I'm gonna get to it. Don't get me wrong. There's gonna be, I'm sure, a lull between I have nothing to watch or I'll check it out. But like, The Weeknd is a terrible actor. I don't know if I could watch a whole show with him as the main character.
He wasn't that
bad.
From
what I hear, he isn't acting.
Oh well, maybe it'll be fire then.
Hey Mary, I'm on second season of Godfather of Harlem.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm hooked.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, a lot of great shows.
What am I actually like watching? That's a series. Besides and just like that, but that's my like guilty obsession.
I've been stuck on Cruel Summer and I finished The Watcher.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even going. I can't do y'all like that because I love y'all. It was a waste of time.
Right. So we should be watching that.
Yeah, I can't get it back.
You know what's really cute? Grownish. I don't know if anybody's watched that, but this is the last season of it, and it's.
Oh, it's the last season.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Why? You don't like Grownish? I thought it was good.
I don't know, man. Maybe like that whole style of what's his name? Kenya
Barris.
Like it's all the shows are the exact same.
They are.
Like, I just feel like I got burnt out on it. That's what I feel like.
Okay.
I probably need to take a break and come back, but I feel like I got burnt out because I felt like I was just watching all of the same shit. Then he had the show on Netflix. I don't know if that got picked up for a second season or not.
I don't think it did.
That was just Blackish. It should have been called Mixed-ish.
Yeah.
that's all it was, man.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Mixed-ish, and I guess I should have been, but I don't know. It wasn't, that one was the weakest one. Grownish actually might rival Blackish as the best in that whole universe.
Okay.
But anyway. And if you have like teenage children, so I watch Grownish with my daughter, and she finds it to be relatable and authentic. So it might be worth a watch. But it is kind of scary to watch that if you have teenage kids, in the same way that Euphoria was. I don't know if y'all watched that. We never talked about it.
Oh my God, bad news. I just seen that it's not going to come out until 2026.
It's going to be a while.
2026?
They're going to be like graduating from college by that
That's
time.
crazy.
Yeah, I know. But all their schedules are crazy. I mean, these are like
so many people from that show have popped off. So.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
man, I was looking forward to that show coming back.
Is anyone watching the Samuel Jackson Marvel series?
Oh, of course. Secret Wars?
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't tapped into it yet.
People are saying it's bad, but I think I've loved the show.
You know what it is? I mean, I think it's really good, but I don't like the Skrull storyline. So for me, it wouldn't be my favorite. You know what I mean? But it's still good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good, and Samuel L. Jackson's killing it as well.
We would expect nothing less from him. So
I mean, listen, and this is honestly one of the first times too, where in a while where it doesn't feel like Samuel L. Jackson is just playing Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
We need to talk about that on the future show. We need to talk about one of his best roles.
What's that? What do you feel one of his best roles is?
I couldn't tell you off top, but I just know that's a different look for him.
My favorite character of Samuel L. Jackson is still from Pulp Fiction. Like that's
That's
one of the most quotable. I still find myself quoting that movie all the goddamn time. Like,
yeah,
I might go Jungle Fever.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
That dance.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I mean, how about nobody ever talks about what a great cast Jungle Fever had, of which probably like 60% are no longer with us. But
yeah,
you know what I'm surprised too is that now that they haven't tried to do a remake of Jungle Fever.
I think everyone needs to never touch any Spike Lee joint because he did that and that's it.
Jungle Fever.
And Jungle Fever was it was a topic that people didn't really want. If people were still uncomfortable about mixed relationships then when that came out. Like
I'm gonna challenge you on that one though. Because you're right that no one has tried to recreate that, but I think there has been some movies out there similar to that.
Well, like White Men Can't Jump, I felt like that. I don't know if we talked about that, but that was a bit of a disappointment.
Oh, no one?
I didn't have high standards to begin with.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't. Had they named it anything else,
right?
I think I would have enjoyed it. Like it didn't have to be a White Man Can't Jump remake. Like
because it like you went into that looking for the parallels and. It was
a completely different story. It was more relevant to nowadays, and I love the interaction between the two characters. And I tell you, like they did really good on that one, but the acting is far of it. Like I just don't think it should have been titled "White Man Can't Jump." Personally,
it didn't live up to the name.
And then also, like there was no build up to him actually dunking. Right, the way that the original had. So it was kind of like if you didn't see the original, you wouldn't have even known what that was about. It was just like.
I swear me and Mary be on the same freeway. So we here now. On the airplane, I'll rewatch because I have to. I always watch. I never told y'all this, but I'll watch my top 10 movies throughout the year all the time. And one of those is the original House Party because I look for like certain gems and stuff like that. After watching the original House Party for the 1.7 million time, the new House Party is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So bad. Take the name off of that, especially when it started going towards the end.
Yeah.
But it was solid as like a movie in what they told. Like even the new House Party, like it just should not have been called House. Stop taking name. It's okay to name something else. It's okay to have similar stories without you needing to to take the name of something from the past, man. Because House Party didn't need to be. But I felt like House Party was cool, but it didn't need to be House Party.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody seen the new House Party?
Yeah, and I thought it was trash, but
that Illuminati stuff was just over the top.
Yeah. That was definitely over the top. That was and guess who wrote The New White Men Can't Jump? Kenya Barris. Like he just like Jesus
I knew
Christ.
that, actually.
Did you? Like that's crazy.
He's speaking to us through the universe right now, for real.
That's wild, man.
Oh man, that's crazy.
He's writing the new Wizard of Oz too.
Wow.
I didn't even know they were coming out with a new Wizard of Oz.
I think I kind of knew that. I didn't know he was doing it though. I'm gonna hold my breath.
Man, did y'all see the preview to the new Willy Wonka?
No.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's another one they need to leave alone. It already did what it came to do. And no one else can be Gene Wilder. Even Johnny Depp. Like, as Johnny Depp is like, his special skill is to play like weirdos. And his Willy Wonka was not it either. So.
Yeah, it wasn't. His Willy Wonka that was creepy. That was weird. I do like that the new Willy Wonka is trying to be more in line with the Gene Wilder, but like you said, nobody can be Gene Wilder. Nobody.
Yeah. There's a reason why they're called classics.
Yeah. All right. Before we get up out of here, Baylor, you got anything?
Yeah, man. Me and my family recently came back from our second trip from Hawaii. We went to the Big Island this time. I just want to tell people, when you go to the Big Island, that's one of the scariest places I've ever been in my life. We did a lot of white people stuff there. We went inside a cave. We drove across the island and almost got caught by that darkness. And it's not a place that you want to be caught in because it's nothing but land. There's no street lights. On some parts of the land is lava rocks. It can get real spooky out there. But that's not the worst thing, or not. It's not the scary thing. The scary thing is I saw a box of Rice Krispies, and the last time I had a box of Rice Krispies was in elementary. Okay, I haven't eaten Rice Krispies in that form since I was in the single digits. Now, have I eaten Rice Krispie treats? Absolutely. That box was $11. Okay. So I say that to say this. What the hell, Hawaii? $11 for a Rice Krispie box? I'm hating.
Inflation is a motherfucker.
That everything was expensive in Hawaii, though. I heard
it is.
Which is really opposite from what you usually experience on vacation, where it's like getting to this place is the expensive part, and once you're there, it's like, oh.
Yeah, but then I realized everything has to be imported. And then, yes, within the past couple of years, what has happened, prices went up. But I've always heard that Hawaii was expensive in general, $6, $7 for a gallon of milk, just $5 for candy. And it's crazy. But I will say this, my tip is to tell y'all, do not rent, or you must get an Airbnb with a kitchen. You have to get a kitchen, and you have to find the nearest Target or Walmart, because I think they have set prices. Outside of that, we made the first mistake by going to Waikiki, and we had to eat McDonald's 2 days in a row. And through that whole 2 days, we spent over $200 of food each
Jesus.
day. Yeah, it got crazy. So it's not about taking a lot of money there. It's about strategically planning it out.
That's wild. Well, hey, at least you got to experience some amazing things and do some white people shit. But like that price is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I got some Black Panther Crocs.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm like really excited about that.
Shout out to you on that one. But all right, that's it. Let's get up out of here for today. It's glad to be back. We'll be back next week. We'll be back on a more regular schedule. Your boy been going through some shit and been busy as hell, and life's been hitting me from all directions, all positive stuff. I may tell you guys about it next week. But let's go ahead and give them our social media before we get up out of here. Mary, you first.
I'm at Miss Mary Almonte on all social platforms, and I'm knocking over all my stuff. But Yes, I missed everybody and glad to be back, y'all.
Definitely. Baylor?
At Baylorism on TikTok, at Baylorism on Twitter. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I don't even know my thread name. I don't know my spiller name, but I'm on those apps too. We got to talk about that next week. We got to talk about Ice Cube exposing people. We got to talk about Tony Yayo picking big over Ice Cube. Is not right. I'm ready for it though.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit we need to catch up on, so we'll be back. Hopefully Marquis will be back as well next week, but you guys can follow me at CEO Haize. More importantly, you can follow us collectively at The B.R.E.A.K.S Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, thebreaksradio@gmail.com. And lastly, you can leave a text message and our voicemail, 614-547-2039. We are the #1 spot for everything black culture and hip-hop related. We about this bitch. Peace, y'all.